John Bowers, outside linebackers, played here and finished up in 1979 and then got my master's here in 1981. Well, I think that the biggest thing with what we're trying to accomplish with the outside backers is they've got to be guys that are threats. I hope to goodness that the quarterback is nervous about where we are lining up. Are we coming? Are we dropping? I hope the O-line, hope the two left tackles, or the left tackle and the right tackle, are concerned about us, thinking about us, coming off the edges and doing certain things that way. We're in a great position to have the ability to affect the run game and also to be a big effect in the pass game, whether we're dropping or we're rushing the passer. So, that's the type of things. There's a lot of things that go into that position, and that's to learn that job description and to get all those skills done takes a while to perfect a lot of those things. Yeah, if I've got to worry about you, if I've got to be double checking on you and think, if I can't be at home and I'm worrying about them, then I haven't done a good job preparing them to have success here at James Madison. When you come here, I know when you're a freshman, you come here, you have no idea what it takes to be a Division I athlete. You've just been competing against high school athletes. Well, now you're competing against a whole different caliber of guys, and that level of play, not only just in the weight room, classroom, and all that else, but even how you act and what you tweet and what you send on a text message to someone, and what you say, how you act in the cafeteria, how you act in academics, all that stuff affects really how you are looked at, how you perform. How clear your mind is to go out and play. You want your mind clear when you're out playing football. You don't want to be thinking about stuff that happened, somewhere along the line that you screwed up. So that's what I try to get across to my guys is we want to have everything in place to be successful and not do things that are not going to allow us to be that way. Well, the thing that we're trying to do, 3-4 wise, is the ability to rush and to drop and to be a threat at each. It's hard to find those guys. We're fortunate that we inherited some guys that were already here. We've brought in some guys that have come into the group and really sealed everything together pretty well that way. So we're just working hard to find, number one, to get competition. I mean, that's what I always strive to do as a coach. Find a way that someone is in threat of they have a feeling that they could possibly lose their job, and that's the way that I coach. That there's somebody wants my job, or 1,000 people maybe want my job. I better do a great job every day. I hope that goes to our players, that they also feel that they better perform each day and not waste any time. First of all, Justin Wellens would be the one guy that comes to mind. I coached him last year in the kicking game, and he did a fabulous job for us, effort-wise, toughness, leadership, all those things. He didn't get a chance to play a whole lot at safety, but he did play a lot of special teams. He's gonna start right now. He's gonna be the starting Sam backer to the field. And he's done everything I've asked him to do: leadership off the field, classroom, cafeteria. When the coaches aren't around, I think he's a guy that is trusted to a great extent. So really pleased with him. The next guy I want to talk about is Andrew Ankra. Andrew's a guy that I also was fortunate enough to coach him special teams last year on a couple different special teams. He's going to be right now he's going to be the starting boundary side linebacker, and he can be a big time threat pass rush wise. I mean, he's not anything a finished product yet, but he's got the ability, he's got the speed, he's got the want to be really good. And I think he'll come. I think you'll see him come into his own this year. If he doesn't, I'll be very surprised that way. The other young man that we just got back the last week of spring practice, I've only got a chance to coach him for 3 practices. Asin Jock, he's a guy. He can play to the field. He can play to the boundary. He's a big, fast guy that loves football. You know, he had an injury last year. He was playing a lot and had an injury. Wasn't able to finish the season. He's now gotten cleared, and I think he's going to be right in the. I think he's going to be right in the thick of the mix. Anyway, right now. I'm looking at it that I have 3 guys that can go in and start a football game. Those 3 guys. The next guy would be David Izagwu. He's will be a sophomore coming in. He also played a lot of special teams, for us, last year. Did a really good job there. He's starting to figure out some things that were a little difficult for him at first, but he's really come into his own this summer and done a nice job. And I'm counting on him, to do some, big things as we go. Really, the other guys. We got some freshmen that have come in. We got a couple other guys coming back, but really they've got to show that they can prove themselves this summer, prove themselves in the classroom this summer, and get to where they can be trusted. But those Andrew and Justin and Asin, those guys I trust. I trust right now to throw them in a game. David Izagwu is getting very close to being trusted to go into a ball game. Well, the unique thing about the culture, and is what I love as a coach, is everything is transparent. As far as we don't pull any punches. There is no gray area. We tell you how you're doing. We tell you if you're doing a great job, you're not doing a great job. Classroom, weight room, off the field, social life, whatever it is, trying to develop that whole person, that when they leave here, they can go get them a house, get them a job, get them a car, have wife, have kids, and be successful. And those things don't, as you guys know, they don't just happen because you want them to happen. They happen because you've paid a certain price and you've taught yourself how to be disciplined over the course of a long period of time. That's what we're trying to do here. And when I see our seniors that left last year, I think we had a big impact on how we do things here. I think it had a big impact on them. And I think as you see guys that are in the program 2, 3, and 4 years, those things will rub off, and I think that will perpetuate itself in the young guys will pick it up from the older guys now. And where last year everybody was learning the whole system, now the guys that have been here at least have an idea of what's expected. And that is not going to make it any easier, but the transition should be quicker for newer guys coming into the program.